Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 230. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I am so happy that I get my BFF finally on the freaking video. Bernie Mac, baby! What's up, Bernadette?
How you doing, Joe?
Oh, my real life involves the YouTube life here. I'm seeping it in. All my friends are going to start coming on these videos. It's pretty cool. So how are you?
You must be one of those introverts.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm
Yeah.
in Florida now. As you know, I relocated, quit my job, got married to a wonderful man.
Yeah.
And, we're doing real good. We just got relocated and still have some things to do, but other than that, everything's real good. I'm looking forward now to doing the Lord's work and taking care of my husband.
Excellent.
And I am loving retirement and remarriage.
You were in a warm climate there because it is freezing over here. I got like layers.
You got layers? We had
Yeah.
a little bit of frost on the pumpkin this morning.
Really?
We scraped it off the car so we could get to the chariot so we could get to church.
What is the weather like over there? What's the temperature?
It started off early this morning around 38.
Really?
I think it's up to 47 now.
In Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Isn't it usually supposed to be warmer?
It has been. It's been like 71, even up to 78.
Right.
But we got a cold snap last night. I don't know where it came from.
Wow.
Certainly not from me. Only heat emanates from me.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, why don't you say a little bit about, your faith and stuff like that for the viewers?
Well, yeah, we were going to talk about my deeper conversion story, I expect, through breast cancer. And you know that the Lord always brings people closer to Him through suffering.
Yes.
There are times in our lives when we have a great deal of joy, and that also is from the Lord. It's a gift, and that's what the Carmelites call consolation. But usually in the early development of your spirituality, He will woo you, so to speak, through consolation and bring you closer to Him because you're in such delight that you are like a moth to the flame. You can't stay away from Him and anything spiritual. And as you grow deeper and deeper into your love for Him, you begin to understand that love requires suffering.
Right.
It's not just a feel-good type of thing, that it's a decision that's sparked by the consolation. But to stay in love, you suffer along with Christ.
Right.
And usually what, say, a Carmelite would do would be offer that for the salvation of other souls, because the joy is so great, even in the suffering, that you don't want to keep it to yourself. You want to share it with all God's people. So anyway, my deeper conversion came about through an incident with breast cancer. I was not a likely candidate for it, but I did contract breast cancer when I was 56.
Wow.
And I found it myself. Doctors didn't locate it, but I had had a dream about a woman who was a dear friend of mine, and she had died about a year or so earlier from colon cancer that was metastatic from the ovary.
Right.
And she suffered for 10 years with chemotherapy off and on. And I had a dream of her after her passing, and she literally told me that I had to de-stress my then husband, who is now my late husband. It was very, very difficult physical trials, and he ultimately passed away. But for the duration of that, I was under so much stress that I ended up with breast cancer.
Oh my God.
And when I woke up from this dream, I knew I had it, and I went looking for it. And I had never before done a breast self-exam, but this time it took me about 20 minutes, but I just knew it was there, and I kept poking until I found it. And then I finally found a very, very tiny lump. It felt like a olive pit went to the doctor the next day. They examined me and they said, "There's nothing there." I said, "There's
Really?
something there, and I want a sonogram." So they
Right.
argued with me for a little while, and then they said, "All right, just to placate you, I'll let you do it." But I had a mammogram due in about 3 months. They were trying to get me to wait in 3 months, and the mammogram would show that I didn't have anything. It was probably just
Uh-huh.
fibrous tissue.
Nobody's going to win an argument against you.
Too
That's
deep
for
in
sure.
my craft of medical billing.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
love working with you all the time, man. You really, you know, flipped on these people and made sure that, these patients got
You
things
got to
paid.
get the job done because people are so lackadaisical these
I
days.
know.
There's no work ethic
It
anymore.
was my life was so much my job was so much better just dealing with you on a daily basis because we both bounced off each other like making each other like trying to cheer each other up and like talking about the craziness of the medical field. So
That's
it was
true. And
just, and
I
I
learned,
miss talking to you every day. It's like
yeah,
amazing.
learning that you were a fellow writer was very intriguing and satisfying to hear that. And I'm delighted
And
that
you
you're
as
having
well.
so much success in your the sales of your book, and in your proliferation of writing book after book after book.
Yeah. But you got a book as well, right?
Yeah, I don't advertise it anymore because it was kind of my secular stuff, and
Right.
now I'm venturing more into spiritual writing. But
Excellent.
yeah,
So
well,
proud
but
of
to
you.
get
I'm
back,
so proud of you.
thank you. To get back onto it, I ended
Yes.
up getting my sonogram. They found not one but a couple, and they were all in shock because three doctors helped me up and they didn't catch it. And here was they called me the poster child for breast cancer.
Wow.
The long story short, I went in for surgery on July 15th, having to get all these people together. I was going to use two doctors that I knew, but they couldn't because they weren't on my plan.
Right.
And I had to use two new people, and I ended up bleeding out
Oh
after
my
the first
God.
surgery. Almost died,
Oh,
and I was trying to tell the house doctor that I was losing it. I could hear them telling me my blood pressure was like 50/30,
oh boy.
and I was feeling too exhausted to even talk. But I said my prayers. I knew I was dying. I told the Lord. I didn't feel uncomfortable because when you exsanguinate like that, you're like so weak that you don't even feel
Right.
pain. So I asked the Lord to take care of my two children, and I was ready to wake up in His arms.
Right.
Instead, the following morning, my breast surgeon was poking over my left chest and screaming that there was a huge hematoma in there, that I had bled out, and to call my plastic surgeon because I had implants after that for reconstruction. And they were wheeling me up to the OR again. And this time I was wide awake for it. And
Wow.
they were in such a hurry that they just yanked my arms out to place me on the table. That's how when they mastectomize you, they place your arms
Right.
outstretched in a
Wow.
cruciform. And when I felt that, I just screamed because it felt like pain shot through my whole chest. I couldn't even
Wow.
breathe
Wow.
from the prior surgery. And this was on July 16th. And I remember letting out a scream and passing out. And before I went out, I saw Jesus on the cross,
Oh my God.
crucified.
Wow.
And when I woke up, I felt like a truck hit me. I didn't even feel like a human being. But I was
Wow.
in the recovery room, and then they had advanced me to ICU. And I remember smelling a very strong scent of clover honey,
Mm.
overpowering. And I felt the presence of a woman. And I didn't know who she was. I thought it was a maternal figure, and I thought
Right.
it was probably my mother who had passed away about 5 years earlier.
Wow.
And little by little, I made it back But when I got home, I knew I kept saying, thank you, whoever you are. I know you saved my life. When I got back home, I saw that the day that I was saved was the Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. And so I ventured out looking into the Carmelite activities and since became a third order Carmelite. And that was 6 years ago. Also, the doctors told me that if I didn't have chemotherapy, I would be dead within a year. They said it was in my liver, and it was a very advanced, it was a very aggressive, rather, cancer, and it would, if I didn't. But I was too weak, and I said, if I have the chemo, I'll be dead before a year.
Right.
So I never took the chemo, never took any of the anti-hormone pills.
Right.
And it's now 6.5 years later, and I'm still here.
There you go.
I decided I joined the Carmelites, and I started doing volunteer work with hospice patients.
Awesome.
That's my story, and
you're a strong lady. I love you, man. You're awesome. I mean, you survived cancer, and it's crazy. The breast cancer, like, I always donate to Making Strides for Breast Cancer, and Sharon does the walk all the time, because it's a big part of, every year I would donate to American Lung Association with cancer, and as well as Making Strides. A lot of family members had died of cancer, and I had a few friends that have passed on from breast cancer. So I even wrote about cancer in the my book, Winds of Change. So it's something that never went away throughout my family's history and people that I interact with, and it's the one disease that I can't stand. I wish, like, I try every year we try to, like, raise money and different things for it. Sharon does most of the stuff like that. She does with the organizations, with the walk and everything. That's how we really, one day I went to, every year we donate, I donate to Sharon, and I just decided that day to take her out to dinner, and then we're an item, right?
Yeah, we're an item.
We're an item.
We're an item.
There we are. So.
Sharon one day. I see her.
You'll meet her one day.
And she looks delightful. I can.
Very pretty.
Oh, she said you're very pretty. She said.
So she has
a lovely face, and her personality just comes through in all her photos. How sweet and gentle and kind she is.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's a little camera shy though, but she's awesome.
For me?
Yeah. Am I going to see her?
Yeah. Oh, you want to see her?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll do.
Say hi. Come on, say hi.
I like to shit with
her.
Okay. Oh, she's so pretty.
Yeah. And you too.
Oh, okay.
Wish I had a chance to see. I never met Joe either, not person, but it's delightful to meet you this way. And maybe when I come back for a visit, we can get together. I'll take you.
Okay, sounds good. All right, let me go. You guys chat.
All right. I'll put my headphones back in. So, she's a sweetheart. She's awesome.
Yes, she is. You're lucky.
The best thing ever happened to me. There we go. Right over there.
I believe you. We got stuck. Did I lose you?
Be part of the show here and there. So I'm going to let you go because I know you got to cook and stuff. But thank you, Bernie, back for appearing.
Thank you. Take care and God bless.
All right, BFF. Take care. Bye-bye.